What's up everybody, Jerome here from Pleeka, and today I'm doing a review on Mad Max the video game. Now before I get into the review, I'm gonna sum up the story a little bit, so if you don't want to know any spoilers about the game, skip ahead until you don't see the spoiler sign in the top right corner of the screen. So here I go. So the game starts out with Max. He's driving his, the V8 engine, his normal car in all the movies, and he's driving it down the road, and he stops and looks at a picture that he has in the car of his wife and his daughter, and then it's a whole big thing he's driving, and then it stops, and that's the main menu. But then once you hit continue into the game, he starts driving, and then you see it's kind of like the beginning of Fury Road, and then all the cars start going, and they're following him, and he ends up taking out like 2 or 3 guys, I believe, and then he gets out to go collect gas from their car. And when he does that, more people show up, and they get him before he gets into his car, and it's a whole big fight thing, and they steal his car, and then the big main bad guy, Scabrous Scrotus is his name, he hits Max. He's got like this huge car, and they do it and drive away. So then Max chases him down, jumps up onto his car. They have a huge fight scene. They send a dog after Max. It doesn't end up going well. They kick the dog off the car. So then the guy has a huge stick with a chainsaw tied to the end of the stick. He's swinging that at Max. Max ends up getting it, puts the chainsaw into the guy's head. There's blood shooting everywhere. And this is like the first 2 minutes into the game. Blood's flying everywhere. So then you think the guy's dead. Max gets kicked off the car, and he's on the floor, and then the whole title sequence starts. And then Chum Bucket comes up to you, and he's, actually, no, you pick up, the dog comes up to you, you pick up the dog, you carry the dog away, and you run into Chum Bucket, who says he can help you with the dog, and the whole time you're thinking, oh, he's gonna end up eating this dog, all this stuff, but he says he needs certain parts, and then you go get the parts, and then come back to Chum Bucket. He tells you he has his car he can make for you, because you want to go get your car back, and he's like, no, we can make a good car, we can make a better car together. So you guys go, you make your car. A bunch of stuff happens through that. After that point, nothing really story-wise happens until pretty much halfway through the game, almost the end. Then you make the car almost looking like your old car. Not quite good engine-wise, but basically there. You get into this building, which I can't remember the name of it, but you get into Gas Town's main place. You get into a huge race. After you win the race, they drop down the Thunderdome on you, and you have to fight your partner that you got into the race. You end up winning that, and after that fight, Scrotus comes back out, and he's like, you, and you have to fight him. It's a whole big thing. You think you're going to beat him, and then you end up blowing up something, and you fall a couple floors lower. So when you go back out, you fight him again, and then he kicks you into a pit. And then there's this whole scene with this lady who keeps giving you flashbacks of your wife. And then after that, she helps you out because you're basically dead at that point. She helps you out. There's this whole thing with your wife and your kid, and Chum Bucket, and then some weird guy with a dog head. It's very weird. It's like a dream sequence. After all that happens, you end up doing that girl a favor because she helped you out with that. She tells you that you can get a V8 engine from one of Scrotus's men. You go and you do all this stuff. You steal the car. You bring it back, and then she's like, oh, you're gonna help me find my daughter now? And he's like, no, I didn't make you any deals. And he pretends to drive away, but then he does the Mad Max thing where he has a heart, and he ends up going, he finds the daughter, brings her back her daughter, and then they want you to be like the father and the husband basically, but Max is like, no, I ride alone, I don't go with anybody. So he drives off to go back to your old hideout place, because he to go find Chum Bucket, because he ended up stealing your car in the process of you finding the daughter. So once you get him, there's all of Scrotus's men there, and they tell you that he was already here. Chum Bucket told him where that girl was and her daughter. He's probably killing them right now. So then you drive all the way back to that place. You find that he killed the girl. He killed her daughter. So then Max gets mad, of course. He gets really pissed. You go, there's a huge chase scene, at the end of every movie. You kill that guy, and that's the story. Now, so the whole story sounds really good and it's enjoyable. The only problem I have with it is it starts and then it's on pause until basically 50% into the game, maybe even a little bit more. There's little stories, little challenges you have to do, but nothing for the main story, and that made it kind of a bummer for me. Also, one thing that I didn't like about it is there wasn't a lot of Mad Max references in it. there's some here and there, like the Thunderdome, and you got his car, and you can upgrade Max to have his big long hair and facial hair like he usually has by the beginning of every movie. Because like he's in the wasteland, he can't go get haircuts, but then he always ends up getting one like from people that capture him. There's little things like that here and there, and like obviously there's Gas Town, which is in Fury Road, and like all this stuff. But overall, there wasn't a lot of references made to other Mad Max things, which I think they missed out on doing in this game. They could have been a huge reference game, and it would have been a lot bigger, in my opinion. But like other than those little things, I think this was a pretty awesome game. Like gameplay-wise, it's like any other open world game. Like there's scrap, like you have to go pick up, and that's what you have to get to upgrade your car. You upgrade Max, stuff like that. But other than all that stuff, it's pretty basic. There's a couple things in the game that I really liked that they added in there to make it like feel more real, I guess. Like there's one, whenever you get shot at by a sniper, because there's these huge sniper towers you have to take down. When they shoot at you, you hear the sniper shoot first, and then the bullet will hit. So like if you're walking, it'll hit the dirt next to you if it misses you, or it'll shoot and then you'll hear it ding and hit your car. Little things like that are really cool. I really like that as you're driving, like to make it so you can't blow up your car, because if that happens then you're screwed basically. You have Chum Bucket the whole time, and he can fix cars, that's his thing. So anytime your car is like wrecked, you just have to pull over and you hit up on the D-pad, and he jumps up and fixes it. Or if your car's to the point where you have to blow up, it'll pop up on your screen with a big like red indicator saying, hey, get out of your car, you count down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or it'll blow up and then you die, then you have to restart. But you get out and then he just fixes your car. So you can use scrap to upgrade him to fix your car better, and just little things like that that make the game a little more fun, a little more unique. Also, like the fighting system in the game is a lot like Batman Arkham Knight, but you would kind of expect that from Warner Brothers. Like if they're gonna make a fighting game, they're gonna have it be like their other really good fighting game, or at least the system that's like the fighting. But also, like if I was gonna compare this game to any two games, I would say it's like Batman and Far Cry had a baby in the Mad Max world, because there's a lot of things that like there's camps you have to go take down, like in Far Cry. There's also, you can go meet this guy that, like in Far Cry, you go and you get tattoos on you. You don't get the tattoos in this game, but it pops up at the same exact way as it would, like to pick your upgrades in Far Cry as it does in this. And they're very kind of similar upgrades to me as they would be in Far Cry. So there's that, and like it just kind of feels like how Far Cry does. But I haven't played Far Cry a lot. A little bit that I have played of it reminds me of this game. But yeah, overall, I think I would give Mad Max, the video game, a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I'm hoping maybe the next time around they could do it a lot better, maybe add more references to it, maybe, I don't know, try to just make a video game of one of the movies would be cool, in my opinion. But yeah, if you like this video, make sure to give it a like and share it with your friends.